Good morning, doctor. Welcome back.
Good morning, Venkatesh. Nice to be back.
Great. So, our topic for today is work. And the reason why work is an interesting topic when we discuss wellness is very often people wonder whether work is a friend or an enemy when it comes to wellness. People are normally talking about work-life balance and looking at work a little negatively. Today we are going to look at work positively, right? Look at how work can actually help us with our wellness and how we should approach it from a spiritual and mental perspective. Yes, doctor.
Right, absolutely right.
Over to you, doctor.
Okay. Thank you, Venkatesh. After that interesting introduction, let's get a little closer to the sayings. Work is worship is a very old, age-old idiom or a
Correct.
proverb, like. So work is generally taken to be very good, and work is actually a form of worshipping God. And if you get your work right, your God is with you. So you don't need to go separately to a temple or something. You can just do your work and God will come to you, etc., etc. You can interpret it in any manner you want.
Correct.
And work is worship is a very standard proverbial description of work.
Correct.
Of course, further down the line, particularly in Japan, they have this karoshi, this death due to overwork.
Correct.
India, we don't have to look at that proverb.
Correct.
And work is encouraged because most of us, uh, barring a few very hard labor kind of a thing, most
Correct.
of us want to work more, and the system also expects them to work more.
Correct.
So there is also a saying, nobody died of
Hard work.
too much
Correct.
work.
Correct.
And at that time, you can tell the Japanese karoshi.
Correct.
Karoshi is the Japanese word.
Correct.
And yeah, you are supposed to do that. But you have to have a balance. This is where
Correct.
the work balance comes in.
Correct.
And particularly in places like I am Ahmedabad or something, people are expected to work almost 20 hours a day.
Right.
And that's a bit pathological because they work 20 hours, but then the quality of work goes for a toss.
Right.
So remember that when you're talking of work, excess work or otherwise, the work quality
Correct.
has to be kept in mind.
Correct.
And work has to be balanced with other obligations like the family.
Correct.
That is where work-life balance enters the picture.
Correct.
And we'll see more of this. And implications of this, we'll see a little more pretty soon.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah.
Today we are
Yeah.
looking at a positive approach to work and how if our attitude is right, like you said, with balance, we can see
Yeah.
work as worship or work as yoga, literally, as we are about to discuss. Yes.
Right. So, a little closer to this proverb,
Right.
work is worship or fellowship or whatever.
Correct.
What is that? Let us see a couple of
Karma hi
sayings.
puja hai. Yeah. The Hindi version of it is karma hi puja hai. Correct.
Yeah, karma is work, of
Correct.
any kind. Yeah.
Correct.
Karma again is a controversial thing. The moment you say karma, people, go into a sort of a retreat and then say, "Oh my God, this is a heavy thing sitting on my head." But
Correct.
quite to the contrary, karma
Correct.
is just doing, your act
Correct.
of doing. And you don't need to worry about karoshi and other things. You keep doing your work.
Correct.
And that is the worshipping part of work. And this both of them go together.
Correct.
Actually, in Sanskrit, there is a saying, yoga karma su kaushalam, which you will see
Yeah, we are
just
going to
now.
come to that. Yeah, we have a slide for that. Yes.
Yeah. Or yeah, here it is, Swami Vivekananda's quote or
Correct.
quotation. He says, devotion to duty is the highest form of worship of God.
Correct.
And that there are implications of this kind, and there are mythological stories and how Narada came down from the heavens to see the real you. And that is the real you is a very simple kind of a farmer working in
Right.
the field. And Narada said to Krishna or Vishnu, you are arrogating yourself to seeing that you are the best devotee, but
Right.
here is my devotee just doing nothing
His
but
work.
work.
Correct.
And so Narada went back a little crestfallen
Correct.
because he was some mighty royal kind of a guy.
Correct.
And here he was in the poorest of poor with hardly any clothes to wear. And so he had to go back to heavens,
Correct.
saying, sorry, I underestimated or I didn't estimate at all the kind of work you are slogging through,
Correct.
etc. So
And
there are,
that is the highest form of worship. Exactly.
quite right, quite right. You keep on doing your work and God will automatically descend from the heavens. Yeah,
Correct.
it's true. You find divinity in your work, and
Correct.
it is a yoga.
Correct.
And yoga is what? Yoga doesn't mean that you have to go, hold your breath and do pranayama and stuff like that, which you have to do, of course.
Correct.
Uh, Yoga and karma. So
Correct.
yoga, karmasu kaushalyam. So your
Correct.
yoga shine and be applauded
Correct.
where it is, karma and yoga go together. Two sides of the same coin, actually. So
Correct.
you should respect yoga, you should respect karma, and you should respect the joint impact of yoga and karma.
Correct.
So this is still there, but not too many people are attaching importance to this saying because they
Correct.
are busy with karmanyawadhikarasya and stuff like that, which you will see maybe presently that also is due.
Correct.
And this is to glorify your karma and yoga, and glory, whichever comes first now. Whether yoga comes first or karma comes first, they are blended together.
Correct.
So
And you have a state of yoga by doing your work in skill, right? So that's basically, if you can lose yourself in work, there is no better meditation, like you were saying.
right,
You don't need to go to a temple. If you can be lost in your work and doing it well, that is also a form of meditation. That is also a form of worship. Absolutely.
right. But again, within a balance.
Yeah, of course, of course. So I think today we are focusing that this approach, that if you think of work as meditation and worship, balance will automatically come, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess it's more common that everyone is emphasizing the balance, but today we are emphasizing that just work with full attention, of course, in balance, and you automatically are in a state of yoga.
Right, right. When you are doing work, you normally expect some return on the effort you put in.
Correct.
Yeah. So work has to have a return on investment. So if you are breaking 10 omelets or 10 eggs and getting omelet, and if
You
you are
want
working
10
better,
omelets. Correct.
so if you eat 7 omelets, then it's karma. Your karma is measured in number of omelets eaten.
Correct.
And when you're cooking omelette, you're expecting a nice, juicy, tasty kind of a thing. And the more you do it, the better it is. And that's where the balance trips. The
Correct.
balance trip because you don't know when to do karma and how to manage your karma. And
Correct.
karma is always measured by your output or
Correct.
input, whichever way you look
Correct.
at it. So all these comes within the nishkama karma saying.
Yeah.
And
Very powerful point, doctor. That the imbalance comes from being attached to the outcome. If you
right,
can, if you
right.
can be nishkama, you can, then your balance automatically comes back.
Right, right. But
So
lo and
perfect.
behold, today, again, going back to the Karoshi or otherwise,
Right.
many people don't know, in fact, don't want to know how the balance is struck.
Correct.
Think back to the management schools. Again, management school or otherwise, when you are working at home or working in the field, whether it is in management or otherwise, you
Right.
know, you wait for a result and you'll be happy only if the result is good. If your
Correct.
if your
It's that
result is not
attachment that creates all that imbalance. Absolutely. Absolutely.
right.
That is why
So
today, I guess, in your mind, body, soul, a lot of what we are discussing today is about the mind and the soul. If you can approach work with that, then you are automatically better off. Balance will
right,
automatically come. Yes.
right. But not all work is a philosophy.
Right. Of course. Of course.
Venkatesh is very happy with philosophy and his quotes and shlokas and so forth. But people are not that worried about the what will we get out of it? What's in it for
Correct.
me?
Correct. Correct.
You propose something different. Supposing you propose meeting a target by Saturday,
Correct.
and if you do it, you are unhappy. And then that time you don't realize the inputs that you are putting in during the course,
Correct.
how it is coming out. And so that element part of it is downplayed, and only the results part is outplayed, so to speak.
Correct.
This is where man goes for a toss
Toss.
when it comes
Correct.
to balancing work and life. Any comments, Venkatesh?
No, no, perfect. I guess this combination of messages that you have chosen and you talk about that, that just focusing on doing it well, that, the kaushalya, as it were, keeps you in balance. The moment you remove your focus from that and put your focus on the outcomes, which this most famous shloka, Karmanyavadikaraste, does end up saying, automatically you're in imbalance. Automatically you're then, whether it is Karoshi or otherwise, I mean, that's an extreme thing. But it's the outcome focus that begins to completely play havoc.
Right, right. We'll take this opportunity to go back to that slide
Yeah, yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
the famous immortal statement of Lord Krishna.
Correct,
And you know what it means. People say karmanya adhikaraste and just drop it like some hot potato or something. Or
correct,
maybe it's an untouchable, karmanya adhikaraste is untouchable. But far from it, Lord Krishna had both sides of the story
correct,
explained very well in this shloka.
correct,
Karmanya adhikara. Now, your adhikara is your control, your demand, your hold. Yeah.
correct.
Karmanya eva adhikara. That's your right over. Your right is only over the
Action.
karma.
Correct,
Ma phaleshu kadachana. Now, that time when you're working, whether
correct,
you are saying seeds of whatever in a garden or in the farm or whatever, yeah, that time ma phaleshu kadachana will apply because you say, Johnny, do your work and focus on your work. Ma
correct,
phaleshu kadachana is focusing on your work.
correct,
And the next is ma karma phala
correct,
hetu. Karma phala is the fruits of your effort.
correct,
And ma karma phala, don't worry about the fruit of your effort. Karma phala hetu.
correct.
And mate sangos to akarmani. So with all this negative philosophy coming from Sri Krishna now, you don't say, no, I don't have to do any work. Why should I? Because
Correct.
karma will take care of it on its own.
Correct.
Now, why should I bother about my putting in effort and so forth?
Correct.
That's when Lord Krishna says, "Ma te sangha astu akarmani." Now,
Correct.
don't glorify inaction. He said,
Correct. Correct.
with all these negativities floating around,
In
don't
fact, it's
glorify.
not negative, yeah, but don't treat it negatively. Correct.
Yeah, but subconsciously your mind is on that.
Correct.
Right? Yeah. And you
Correct.
can't stop that. You couldn't stop,
Yeah,
Krishna
because we
with
are all in condition to think that, oh, if you're saying no outcome, then why work at all?
right, right.
Correct.
So ROI is something that is expected all the time.
Correct.
Today, even in the e-era, digital era,
Correct.
you are only looking at ROI.
Correct.
And getting your mind off the ROI is a very, very tough job. And that is where your philosophy starts. Your
Correct.
karma yoga starts there.
Correct.
You put in your work and there is no ROE and so forth.
Correct.
Normally, give the example of some of these tennis players, you
Right.
know, who focus on their serve when the game has, so a match has many games, a big game has so many
Many
serves and
points. Yeah. Many sets, many games, many points. Yeah.
right. So when you are doing that, the actual moment of hitting the ball is without karma.
Correct.
You are hitting the ball, whether it is Rod Laver or Ramdas or Krishnan or somebody,
Correct.
and that is your karma.
Yeah.
It may sound a little
Don't think
simplistic,
about the previous point. Don't think about whether you're going to win the point. Just play the point. Correct.
right?
In
One
cricket, all the commentators would say, right, play every ball on its merits, or just look at the ball. Don't do anything else. Correct.
right, right, right. So so much is on that side of karma,
Correct.
and let's take look at a couple of other things
Correct.
relating to karma.
Correct.
And karma is work. Take it that way. There is no philosophy.
Correct.
Karma is simple work, very powerful work, but karma.
Correct.
That is the time you don't recognize your other problems and so forth, but
Correct.
focus.
Correct.
So opportunities are usually disguised as hard work,
Correct.
and so most people don't recognize them. Now, if
Correct.
there are opportunities sitting in front of you, and that is actually sort of hard work.
Correct.
But then hard work and opportunities, now you want the good things of phala, ma
Yeah.
phala.
Correct. Correct.
So you are expecting phala, phala, phala all the time, and you are going to ROA, ROA, ROA.
Correct.
It's there. Subconsciously, your mind is working. Your cerebral cortex is geared to those neurons, nerves, you
Correct.
know, hardwired to your
Focus on the
exposure
outcome. Yeah.
on
So
the
the
outcome.
outcome is, I mean, you're when you are worried about only ROE, the hard work seems like too much price to pay for any outcome. The moment
Right,
you look at it the other way around, actually you automatically address more opportunities. No, no, awesome point. Awesome point. Yeah.
right. Anne Lander, the famous behavioral psychologist,
Yeah.
she said this, and no matter who says what,
Yeah.
yeah, work and working coming in disguise is something to be understood and appreciated.
Correct.
So don't just say work hard, you have to work smart. Now, what does
Correct.
it mean? You have to work smart because you have subconsciously your return now. This is where the return comes. Working smart means a better return on investment. But then you have to balance it out with just hard work. Just we saw just now Ramnath and Krishna or whatever.
Yeah.
So for all practical purposes, work hard is good, but work smart is better.
Yeah.
So
No, and in
that
fact, I think some of the points you've been making is that by detaching from the outcome or by just focusing on the work, there is an inherent smartness in that because you stop wasting a lot of the energy that you do by focusing on the outcome. So if you connect the
right,
dots, they are not contradictory, right? They are actually, you are ending up being smart by being in that state of yoga. It's not as though your outcomes will not happen. You're better off that by defocusing on
right,
the outcome.
right. But 99% of work environment, whether it
Correct.
is small, big, or black or white or what,
Right.
uh, that will come only if you're focusing on ROI because your investors are
Correct.
looking at ROA.
Right.
Your investors are not going to bother about your philosophy.
No, it's,
Investors
I
are
think, yeah, I think the point you've been making and I think you continue to make is actually the outcomes take care of themselves, right? It's sort of to the tennis point. You're better off doing your riyas, you're better off playing the serve properly rather than wondering, am I going to win the point? Paradoxically, your outcomes are better off that way.
right. But again, to repeat, the tinge of philosophy that is expected, you know, it's real in all games, in all activities, in all
Correct,
projects, all,
correct,
whatever.
correct,
It's there staring at you, but
correct.
you should be having both sides of the coin, or whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
So you have to prepare and give due weightage to preparation.
correct,
And here the author says Benjamin Franklin,
correct.
famous, famous what? I think he was a
Yeah,
politician also.
I mean, multifaceted person, right? Ben Franklin
Yeah,
was a
he was
guy who
also,
was, yeah,
yeah. So he said, by failing to prepare,
right.
you can, karma will take care of itself and so all that blah blah. So he said, I don't prepare. Krishna told him already, Mate sangastu akarmani, don't be a fool and dissociate yourself from that part.
Action,
So
correct,
yeah, and on the other side is Benjamin Franklin, halfway down the globe. He says you have to prepare. If
correct.
you don't prepare, you fail. So by failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail. No, it's a nice way of playing with words,
No,
but
and
you have
this is actually a very important part of what you call sadhana, right? If
right,
your preparation is your sadhana, to your earlier point, to work smart, you need to have done your preparation.
right,
When you do so much riyaz, you are doing riyaz 1.5, riyaz being music practice. You are doing 1.5 hours of practice a day, 7 days a week for the last 50 years. That is your preparation, which then makes you much more efficient, makes you smart in what you do. That is the
right.
sadhana, right? And you can only do that
Yeah,
when you take your focus off the outcomes. Perfect.
right. And that is when Karma Yoga enters the picture. Yoga means you have no like or dislike or feeling. There's no yoga is basically a level of absence of feeling in doing whatever you are doing.
Correct.
And if you think yoga is Bhagavad Gita, yoga is philosophy, uh, so be it.
Correct.
Whatever
It
name
is
you call
helpful.
it.
Yeah, it is
Yeah,
helpful. Yeah, that's all it needs to be. If it can help you,
right,
why ever not? Right? If you detach
correct,
those emotions, you are better off and you're able to do your work better. Why not?
right, right.
Doctor, we have
Yeah,
5 slides more. So just a time check. Yeah,
yeah, we'll cut that. I was going to ask you that.
yeah,
Now, again, the same management consultancy words, they want all nicely packaged wisdom. They stay positive, work hard, and make it happen. Now, see here, you see a blend of karma and phala. Hmm?
yes,
You can't say phala is different from karma. So, phala will fall on your lap on your own, on
correct,
its own, or
correct.
whatever. So, what you do is you stay positive. How do you stay positive? Focus on work. If you're focusing on work,
Perfect.
there is no about
Negativity.
what
Yeah,
is happening. There are examples in the Mahabharata also how this is important with Arjuna and hitting the fish eye.
correct,
No, you stay positive and you work hard and make it all happen. So
correct,
if you combine this, staying
correct,
positive and working hard, automatically the coming making it happen comes.
correct.
Nobody apparently
Very good
the
point. Very good point, doctor. Yeah. The
yeah,
staying positive is not a separate effort. You do your work, you
right.
will stay positive.
Yeah, it automatically happens,
It automatically
Because
happens.
that is a critical level, for this to
Correct,
happen.
correct,
In the earlier stages, you are all the time bogged down with your what will happen to me, what will happen.
correct.
And you cross that critical point, and it will happen on its own if you put in the inputs.
Effort.
So put in
Exactly.
the inputs like
No,
that.
I think you made a very important point, especially in today's context. Everyone is like, how do I stay positive? Only then I
Right,
can work. No, work, you will become positive.
right. Work should not become a transaction. That is the idea.
Correct, correct,
uh, getting it into a transactional situation, then it's not a thing for your health. You
correct,
end up with adrenaline and blood pressure and blah blah.
correct,
So, so what is in it now? You have to keep moving forward. Your job is to move forward.
correct,
You keep moving. Now, whether the arrows come or Arjuna's fish eye hits you or not, doesn't hit you,
correct,
you keep moving. It's very
correct.
important that movement or motion
Correct.
is not to be wished away or not to be misunderstood or
Underestimated. Yeah, just by itself, as we have been saying across all our sessions, focus on action. Work is one very important part of action. Correct. And you can stay
correct.
moving forward.
Right. Keep moving, keep moving.
Correct.
Yeah. So if there are negatives threatening your peace of mind, ignore them. Like that. You should
Involuntarily or
learn.
positive, right? Yeah. No. So,
Yeah.
for example, today in the morning we get up, we know we have to finish our session. There is no
Right.
time to think, right? You just get
Right.
on with it and, like, okay, we have to get on with our session. We have to prepare. We have to start.
Right.
And we have to
Right.
finish.
Right. Correct.
No, very good point, doctor. Very good series of points. Yes. Thank you.
Now, a mythological example in Ramayana,
Correct.
hmm? And of course, similar utterances will apply in Mahabharata also.
Correct.
Here you see an army of monkey soldiers. Hmm?
Vanaras. Yeah.
Yeah, Vanarasena, we call it,
Correct.
Vanarasena. And they are busy working.
Correct.
And nobody forced them to work. The mere presence of Rama encouraged them or made them focus on work. And
Correct.
building a bridge across the Setu is no joke. It is
Correct.
work.
Correct.
It's not passively closing your eyes and transporting you to some nether world or something.
Yeah.
But they are right down that.
Correct.
It's your mind, body, and soul are just focused on how you cross the Mahasagar or whatever,
Correct.
so that Rama can walk across.
Correct.
You know. So next slide, please. Now
Yeah.
that is where voluntarism is the term that we can apply. You have to
Correct.
volunteer to get your work done.
Correct.
Nobody is going to give you a package of work landing on your lap.
Correct.
Hmm? Voluntarism. Again,
Right.
voluntarism can be very powerful because voluntarism is karma deva only, not philosophy, not
Correct.
philosophy. Almost the whole world is revolving around voluntarism, whether it is
Yeah, and it's very interesting the point you're making, Doctor, because I think you've taken the definition of voluntarism to a different level. Normally, people associate voluntarism with a very narrow, doing some work, let us say only in a not for profit. By connecting
right,
it to the Vanaras, you're basically saying you have to give yourself to service, right? Whatever
right,
work.
right,
That's how work happens. And that's how you stay focused on
right, right, right.
nishkama karma. Superb, superb. Loved it. Yeah,
So
yeah,
voluntarism is important, and voluntarism can be observed by anybody.
correct,
Hmm. You are a doer or a doee, whether you are in a corporate world or otherwise,
correct.
you have to volunteer somewhere.
Yeah,
You may be paid a salary, but that salary doesn't mean that it will take care of everything. So there are
correct,
other elements, fringe elements of what you're doing. They will come
correct.
under voluntarism.
Yeah. And
Voluntarism
to
is very
flip side, very interesting point, and that's why I think there's so many. It's almost like we can do one more session on this. Many times people come to work grudgingly. Oh, I'm being
yeah,
forced. I hate this. That itself is your stress, right? That starts
yeah,
your stress. That starts your complete focus on outcome. Like you said, don't make work transactional. Superb point, right? Voluntarism means don't make work transactional.
correct, correct, very true.
Awesome,
So
awesome. Last slide. Yeah,
yeah, last slide. So what is the moral of the story? Say, let's do it.
let's do
When you
this.
say,
Correct.
let's do
Yeah,
it.
correct.
You are saying, let us do it. There are people who will
Correct.
say, they will ignore the us part of it. They will just
Correct.
say, do it.
Correct.
And then let's do it can be taken in a very superficial manner. But
Correct.
here, the verb or the noun or whatever, let us do it.
Correct.
Hmm, comes in. And if you
Starts
have
with
that,
the volunteerism. Like you said, you first say, I am also going to do it. Correct.
yeah, so that will take care of the initiative part.
Correct.
Somebody is taking the initiative, that is yourself. You are not throwing the initiative part to somebody else.
Somebody else. Yes. Or just
Let
saying
us,
you work. Or just ordering people to work or making work that
yeah,
transaction. Correct.
right, right. Now, let us do it can be interpreted in two or three ways. Let us do it. The emphasis is not on me. Somebody else
Correct.
has to motivate me.
Yeah,
That
that's
is
the
let us.
negative one. Yeah, that's the negative one. Correct.
Now, when you are uttering this, before you finish the sentence, let us do it. Let us do it. Let us
Correct.
do this. You can break up this sequence
It's a
of
very
words.
powerful sentence, like you said. Yeah. It is specific. We have to know what we are going to do. That is the this. Let
Yeah,
us, you take the initiative. It's inclusive. And you're saying, let's do, right? Now it's time to stop talking.
right.
You have to do. Super. Super.
Yeah. So let
Awesome,
us
doctor.
do. Yeah. So I think it's time to summarize,
Yes, it is
Venkatesh.
time to summarize. Lovely. I loved this session, doctor. Uh, so,
Thank you.
so we talked today about work from a positive standpoint and looked at how actually thinking about work as yoga, right, as enjoined in the Bhagavad Gita, is actually one of the most practical ways to make work a tool for wellness. So we discussed to begin with how work is actually a form of worship. And to get into that state, you need to look at the fact that worship itself is a state of sort of losing consciousness of everything around you. Uh, you do that by doing anything with skill, with depth. And it, as the most famous part of this shloka on nishkama karma or karmanya vadikaras, says, just because you're not focusing on the outcome doesn't mean you don't do work. You have to do work, but you're able to do it smartly, efficiently, and in balance if you remove your focus on the outcomes. That was one. The other is if you understand that you have to prepare for it, that all the things related in preparing to it, what you can call sadhana, is also part of work. And it is actually the best form of yoga that liberates you some bit further. We finally come down to the fact that to stay positive, which is what most people want, right? They say, I want to feel good at work, I want to feel positive. You have to first let go of the focus on outcomes. Sounds paradoxical, but actually, the most important thing you can do is to say, you volunteer, right? Doctor made a beautiful point. If you volunteer your work, and that doesn't mean in the narrow sense, if you say, I have come to do my seva or my yoga, you automatically open up a much more powerful way of doing work and staying in balance. Yes, doctor?
Absolutely. Very well
Super.
summarized.
Loved it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
Take
you.
care. Look forward to the next one.
Thank you.
Thank you.